Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wow, look at all this. And look at all that out there. Living above the clouds. Just one more week of this. Okay, it's not to say it's bad, but just one more week and we are off to Spain to spend the rest of the winter in Spain. Look at all this beautiful frost though. This looks kind of nice, doesn't it? Anyway, today I'm going to make a short video about our favorite stock, Hyliion. I'm going to take the little mountain train. That's the train station right there. It only takes 10 minutes to get down to the bottom of the mountain, and then I'll take a ship, a ferry, and I'll sail all along these beautiful Swiss lakes all day long with my laptop. On my way down, 10 minutes, I'll do some commentary, share some of my thoughts regarding Hyliion, what's going on with the company, but more importantly, what's not going on with the company. To my regular viewers, thanks for bearing with me. I know I've been doing more videos regarding investing in stock recently. The reason for that is very simple, because I've always believed that there are basically three pillars to living a happy, fulfilling life. Three pillars, just like on a stool, bar stool, you know, you got three legs. If one of those legs is removed, the thing falls over. It's the same thing with three pillars of happiness. You need to be successful in love, successful in finance, and successful in health. If any one of those three is missing, you're not going to be doing well. So that is why I like to focus on, you know, good, happy adventures with me and Risa, love. Sometimes fitness, hiking, our vegan lifestyle, that covers the health aspect of it, and investing, that's finance. So anyways, bear with me through this video. I'm going to take you guys on our little mountain train ride down to the bottom of the mountain that we live on, and just share a few more thoughts about Hyliion as things are right now. Let's go. Wow, take a look at this. We are just above the cloud level. I mean, if I was 10 meters higher right now, it would be perfectly sunny. You can see we're just above the cloud level. It's really nice. There's our local church that I've never been to. Not a church person anymore. I was when I was a kid, but that's because back then I had no choice, like most kids. Anyways, I digress. So this here is our little train station. It is little. Bolton's fuck, almost slipped. Need to put some sand on these steps. All right. Let's stop recording and resume once we're on the train. And off we go. 3, 2, 1, action. Okay, bad timing. Which is quite fitting, once again, considering we're talking about Hyliion stock. Not a single person who timed this stock well. Unless you were shorting it, then you absolutely make bank. Hopefully the audio is going to be okay. This train is a little loud. It is about 100 years old or so. So, there goes our mountaintop station. And now we descend to the bottom of the mountain. This looks so much better on a sunny summer day. I'll show a little shot what this looks like in the summer. But anyway, so a few things. I've noticed a lot of people, or a few people, making comparisons between Hyliion in its current state to Tesla in its early stages. And I think that's a bad comparison. I'll tell you why. I understand that Hyliion is in its early pre-revenue growth stage. But you see, I don't think Hyliion is ever going to be Tesla for the simple reason that Thomas Healy is never going to be Elon Musk. How can you argue with that? When you consider the character, the personality, the credentials, background of both men, they are worlds apart. You know, I read Elon Musk's biography, and He's absolutely brilliant. You know, whether you like what he's doing or not, or how he does things, it's almost irrelevant. No one can just argue with the fact that he is brilliant. Thomas Healy, sure, he's well educated, and I'm sure he's a great engineer, but Elon Musk, he is not, and he never will be. And that is why Hyliion will never be a Tesla. And there's another thing too, with that comparison, why I think it's a bad comparison. Look at Tesla in its early years, and look at Hyliion. Did you see insiders in Tesla breaking their necks and legs, and breaking their bones, you know, falling over each other to sell the stock whenever it shows any signs of life? Anytime Hyliion stock, you know, just goes just a little bit up, what do you see happening? Insiders selling their shares, dumping their stock, taking their money, basically. And I don't recall seeing that with Tesla. I remember looking at the stock in its early days, and it was nothing like that. So there's that. I own a business. I own a company. It's a small company, and I've got about, I don't know, 8 to 10 employees, depending on the time of year, depending on, you know, how things are going. But roughly, you could say roughly 8 to 10 employees. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little bit less. Most of them are contractors, sort of part-time. But the point is, no matter what's happening in my business, I always like to be in tune, in touch with what's happening. So usually once a week I'll do a group call, like a video call with my team, and I just like to get updates. Even if there isn't much to update me on, I still like to know what's happening, what they've worked on, what they're working to accomplish by the end of next week, so on and so forth. I'm sure internally Hyliion has this as well. They have to. But externally, us investors, we continue being kept in the dark. This is a common sentiment, and it's a common point of frustration for Hyliion investors. And I just don't understand why it's almost like they refuse to keep us in the light. You know, we need to know what's going on, even if there isn't much going on. You know, I have employees that are working on certain tasks and projects that might take several months to deploy. Until it's deployed, all it is just code in the back end. And I'm not a developer, so if I look at code, I can't tell the difference if this is something that's been worked on for the last month or if there's no difference here, other than maybe by looking at the number of lines of code, the lines of code that were written. But nevertheless, I still like to be kept in the light, you know. And with Hyliion, you got what, 90 employees, 100 employees, 150, I don't know. So many people working on different things, whether it's someone in the accounting department, whether it's someone in marketing, whether it's someone in investor relations. Yeah, that's the one that we all know isn't doing fuck all. Excuse me, but that's the case. People have reached out to him. You know, it's an absolute clusterfuck. I don't know if he's still working for them or not. I hope he's not. If the rumors are true, then this was the only truly positive bit of news that came out of Hyliion last year. If in fact they did let him go, I really hope they did. But in any case, yeah, you know, I've contacted them also, asked for confirmation. There's no response. I've written emails about other topics, just one message, one letter, well drafted letter. It wasn't a complaint. It wasn't something boring. It was something that I really took the time to put together. And nothing, not even an acknowledgement, not even an autoresponder, not even something that says, hey, thanks so much for getting in touch with us. You know, we'll take your letter into advisement, or, you know, thanks for being interested in our company. Thanks for investing. Thanks for dropping, you know, 50 grand, 100 grand in our business. Nothing. Not even a modicum of appreciation to the investors. So their entire concept of appreciating investors to me is just, it's non-existent. And that's a pretty big red flag, I would say. But then again, if you think about it, companies that are a scam will do the exact opposite. They will go out of their way to make investors feel appreciated because they want those investors to keep flooding money in continuously so that there is more capital coming in, which then can be, you know, sold by insiders. And so in that sense, I suppose if Hyliion weren't genuine in their intent to deliver what they've been promising they're going to deliver, then I think their investor relations would actually be significantly better. So the fact that they're not saying anything does not suggest that the company isn't legitimate. It simply suggests that they're completely inept at, you know, in this part of the game, in this sort of in this aspect of the game. All right, we're down. We're gonna jump on the ship now, and I'll probably continue this video if I have more to say. I don't know, we'll see. I'll think of something. Another thing I want to talk about are the insider moves in this company. You know, it's difficult not to overstate the message that this behavior sends to all of us. Seriously, if I'm employed by a company and I know all the ins and outs of our product and I'm selling, even after a subsequent 30 or 40% discount in the share price, you know, 8s down to 5s, and I'm not buying those shares at such a discount, come on, what does that tell you? You know, a lot of investors make the mistake of confusing religion with investing. You know, they say, I've got faith in this company. Faith belongs in a church, not on Wall Street. If the insiders are selling, and more importantly, not buying at these massive discounts, there's probably good reason for it. Right now I can tell you this, guys, if the next earnings report is going to be a throwback of previous earnings reports, I'm saying get your snowsuits on, because we're going for a slide that's going to make you miss the 5s and the 6s. The UBS analyst, you know, you have to own up to being schooled. And man, did this guy school us. I recall the pushback that this guy got from what felt like everybody in the Hyliion camp when he came out with his $5 price target a few months ago. Despite his poor success rate, at least for now, he was right and most of us were wrong. Now I just hope he's not going to come out with another downgrade telling us that this will be a $4 stock by end of year. I won't be so quick to dismiss him this time. As far as I'm concerned, at least for now, the score is Steve 1, Hyliion YouTubers at 0. Speaking of which, I'm not going to reference any particular names, but I think you guys will know what I'm talking about. One of the most enthusiastic Hyliion dedicated channels set a price target of $24 on this stock. As of writing, that's nearly a 400% rise by end of year. A stock that can't hold support at any level, a stock that finds a way to slide on rubber going uphill, a stock that's read more often than an 8th grader on his first date. That stock is going to suddenly run nearly 400% over the next 11 months, a 5-bagger. Mind you, that's assuming we'll magically cease to slide from the current levels. If we get down to say $4, a level thought absurd only a few weeks ago, but increasingly looking plausible, we'd now be looking at a 6-bagger or 500% gain. With lofty claims like these, I almost feel like the only thing missing is a church organ in the background of videos like these. Seriously, I'll be delighted if we can get back to SPAC levels. Although, considering how ambitious insiders are to dump this stock whenever it shows any life, I don't even know if $10 a share is a level we'll see anytime soon, if ever. There is one great point that the independent investor channel made in a recent video. This isn't about who's wrong and who's right. We're all on the same team, us retail investors. We're all gunning for the same result. We're just spectators in the stands. We've placed our bets, and no matter how much we bicker amongst each other, none of it will affect the outcome on the field. I do want to make one thing clear. I remain very much in favor of Hyliion's solution. It's a beautiful product. In fact, I'd say it's a marvel of engineering. It's some of the people behind that product, however, whose competence I question. I genuinely feel for several of the YouTubers whose content I've always enjoyed watching, and really scraping the bottom of the barrel, trying to find anything, scraps to get excited about. A recent video was themed around the incredible news of insiders buying 11,000 shares or so. I get it, we're desperate for anything positive, but man, we're really reaching if after millions of shares dumped by insiders over the last year or so, now we get a measly 11,000 bought back. All right, sorry. So back to the rumors regarding whether or not Louis Baltimore is still the investor relations person. If there's any light at the end of this methane busting tunnel, it is the increasing whispers that Louis Baltimore is no longer handling investor relations. If this is true, then I'd say this was the single best piece of news to come out of HYLN in 2021. I said that earlier. Purging anyone whose performance reminds me more of the cow farts HYLN is trying to displace is a welcome step in the right direction. And I really can't wait for the next trucking fleets really want to move to electrification video. You know what really wants to be electrified, Thomas? The goddamn share price. Oh, and I think that's my cue. We are arriving, I don't know where, somewhere. It's too misty, too foggy for me to know where we're going, where we are, where we're arriving. But I think we're arriving in Hyliion now. Yes, we are. Alright, I think it's time to end this video. Look at that. Busted. That's the script for the video. Yes, I was reading some of it. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to come up with a good video if you write the script first, right?
Nächster Halt, Vitznau. Ich steige zu zur Regie. Station Vitznau Regie.
That was scripted. He definitely read a script. Anyway, it's a lot easier to write a script first, and then read it off in the background. I'm probably not going to include this. Yeah, no, I will. Anyways, it's getting kind of chilly out here. It is getting cold, so I'm gonna go inside, warm up a little bit, work on a few other things, and just enjoy the view for the next few hours. Anyways, thanks again for watching, guys. For the record, if it matters, if it makes a difference to anyone, I remain a HYLN stockholder. And yeah, I know some of you have said it's gonna be painful to hold on to so many shares while feeling as I do. I think that's part of investing. You know, imagine holding Tesla stock over the last 10 years or so, and there were so many times when the stock just, you know, would go up and then just drop 20, 30, 40% in a matter of weeks. That had to be painful, and people probably felt as I do right now with HYLN. They had different reasons for feeling that way. Every company is different, every CEO is different. Again, I will not make any comparisons between Thomas and Elon, because they're worlds apart, and I don't like it when people try to make comparisons between Tesla and HYLN, because the CEOs are just night and day. But anyways, so yeah, it's tough, it's painful, but it's this tiny little glimmer of, I don't know if it's hope or if it's greed or what it is, but I'm keeping these shares. I'm just not doing anything with them, and there is still that hope that in 2, 3, 4 years they're gonna have a different CEO. They're going to have a different suite of products and solutions, and the company will be much bigger, worth a lot more, and this investment will not have turned out to be the absolute turd that it looks like it is right now. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I don't know, a cheers to the entire HYLN community, even those of you who may feel slightly belittled by my earlier videos. Like I said, don't take it personally. We're just spectators in the stands watching a sporting event. We can bicker all we want. We can disagree on whether the manager has to go. We can disagree on whether player A or player B should be the team captain. We can disagree on strategy, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You know, we're just spectators. None of it matters. None of it matters, because what's going to happen on the field has virtually no connection to what we say in the stands. So yeah, cheers, guys. Just because you're the person who invented the idea does not automatically qualify you to be the person to deliver the idea to the markets, you know? I think it's a very common fallacy, especially among wealthy, sort of well-connected people, to think that just because you're great at one thing, you're automatically great at everything else. It's like when you have Hollywood actors running for politics. You know, just because you're a successful actor doesn't mean you're going to be a great politician. this translates into so many other things in life and business, you know? You're great at one thing, you automatically start to assume that you're great at something else. Just because you're a great engineer does not mean you're going to be a great CEO. And so far as I'm concerned, Thomas Healy, CEO, hell no.